All right, so I put out that you're gonna come and do Q&A, and so this is one of the questions that someone wrote in for you. This is what it says: Who do the Jews believe Jesus was? Question mark. And if he's not the Savior, if you don't believe him as Messiah, was he crazy? Was he a wackadoodle? What does the Jews do in reference to that issue? What do you say to that?
Well, I can't speak in behalf of all the Jews. I can speak about myself.
Okay.
First of all, you have to remember when we deal with anti-Semitic, for example, Joshua came from Judea, which means he was a Jew. He was born as a Jew, he lived as a Jew, and he died as a Jew, which means he was targeting by the Hamas today if he was there. That's give you the idea about what we are talking about. Now, if we're going to to try to answer the question, I think the big difference between the Jews is, first of all, personally, I see Jesus as a very charismatic person, probably some kind of what we called in the Bible a prophet, for sure. The separation between the Jews and Christianity was, I think, mainly because of the Trinity, because by the Jews we have one God. And with the Trinity, this is the point that the Jews cannot deal with. But I believe that if I'll meet the Messiah in the alleys of Old Jerusalem, I'll present him with one question: is this your first coming or the second one? And then we know the answer.
Yeah, good word. So that's your personal viewpoint. Being a tour guide in Israel and the history and the culture, what would you say, the atypical Israeli living over there in Israel, where are they at? And I'll even say in regards to Judaism or the same thing with Christianity, what's the average Jew's outtake?
I think that the average Jew have no any issue with the church. The opposite way, I think that the last 50 years there's a big change and a lot of closing between the two religions. For one hand, we cannot forget the very disturbing history of the Catholic Church in Spain with the Inquisition and so on. But the other thing is looking forward and look for what's unite us and not what's separate us, and then we'll live in a better way. And I think most of the Israelis look at Christianity as some kind of continuation of the Old Testament and New Testament. And I think I stated yesterday, I'm hanging a high trees over here, and I'm quoting the Pope that said about 5 years ago a unique, tremendous, amazing sentence. He said, in every Christian there is a Jew. And I think this is a very, very accurate description. So we are together. Yeah. We are together. And I think the bonding of Israel and America as a Christian state, which probably somebody will kill me about this definition, but majority of Christians, I think the bonding is amazing because we are sharing the same Western democratic value. We are sharing the same values of human life. And we are sharing the same universal moral code that belong either to Christianity and Judaism. And this is the only country in the world that in the Independence Day, you see two flags on the cars. You see the Israeli flag and you see the American flag. I think this is the only country in the world out of the United States that have a 9/11 memorial. And this goes either for America and for the attitude of the Jews to most of the Christians.